Alright, another set. We're doing our first 7th edition battle report, and the new Ork Codex has just come out, I don't know, whatever. And we're playing against Tal, 1750, Emperor's Will, and I'll just go down my list with the new Ork Codex models, whatever. 30 boys for knob, power club, boss pole, and a big mech with a custom force field, and a scorcher. Same amount of boys. They're all slugger boys, so same for this squad, and there's 2 squads in that big blob of boys, all with the same knobs and 30 boys. Have another big mech here, custom force field and a scorcher. A weird boy, warp charge 2. Have a war boss mega armor. Has the relic, the lucky stick. Warlord, he's the warlord. His warlord trait is cunning but brutal. And he has cyborg body, also a scorcher. And yes, that is it. Also 2 squads of 10 looters. One you can't really see. And there's also an objective in there. It's dark. And I also have a bomber, a Ork bomber. So the stock jet isn't as good as a bomber now, sadly. And we'll just go into the tile list. Okay, another list, another try with the tile. Start here with the building. I have 5 pathfinders, a group right here. Down on this lower level, a group of 4 pathfinders. Right here along this balcony, 8 fire warriors and my cadre, fireblade. Right here I have 2 broadsides. They have high yield and SMS missile launchers, and then just 2 little missile drones. Extra thing that they have is I gave them 4+ invulnerable saves, so that's kind of new try. This group, he's a commander. He has target lock. He has drone controller, hit and run, and it's where he could actually shoot a better ballistic skill when they're being charged. Their ballistic skill is a 2. These guys are fitted out with burst cannons and flamers, and then just marker drones here. And I guess we could run over here before we talk about reserves. Over here, a missile drone, and my Riptide. He's basically got the ion accelerator. He also has hit and run, and that's about it. This is a devilfish. Has 8 fire warriors inside. This is another devilfish with 8 fire warriors inside. This is one of the objective capture points. I have another capture point under here. And now if we want to go into what's off the battlefield momentarily, these guys are deep striking in. These guys are deep striking in. Marker lights, and basically the same setup with burst cannon and flamers. These 2 groups of fire warriors are inside my devilfishes, and these guys, the Kroot hounds, they will be coming in off reserve, and Kroot hounds allow me to roll which side they come in. So other than that, that's all I have. So we'll see what happens. All right, Orks got first turn, and we'll be going into that first turn. Alright, end of first turn of movement phase. Wanted to show I just moved up all my boys. Constant move. I'm going to do my psychic phase. Just going to start it off on here. Here's my roll. Roll the 1. So I get 1 plus I have a weird boy with warp charge 2. So I get 2 dice. So I get 3 in all, while Volander, who has no psychic, is only going to get 1 dice. So we'll be back with us rolling for that. I never said what the weird boy's powers were. He has Frazzle, the jump, and the crunch. But I'm going to roll my 3 dice on the jump. And I failed it. Alright, so I didn't get that power off. And that's the end of the psychic phase. Alright, end of shooting. I ran most of my models up. Ran pretty big inches. Looter shot
took out the devilfish and also killed 4 of the pathfinders on the top, but they made their leadership to stay. And going into Tau turn 1.
Okay, for the devilfish, I just shifted it just a little bit to get a jinx. These guys had, come out of the devilfish when it exploded. Then they moved. They're right here. The fire warriors, the riptide, and the missile drone moved 6 inches to kind of give it a protection there, cover save. Over here, fire warriors stood where they were. These Pathfinder groups stood where they were. Same with these groups. And then the only real movement I did was I pushed the drones and these battle suits up 6 inches. So that is my movement phase. Okay, as far as shooting, this was out of range. I couldn't shoot. These guys did not shoot. They just ran, trying to get out of range of the looters over there. This Riptide, he actually did a big blast and was able to kill. He hit all the orcs. He killed 7 or 8. I can't remember. Maybe he hit 8, but then 7 died. The missile pod didn't do anything. Over here, I did some marker lights with the combination of these marker drones and then my remaining pathfinders. I put it all on here. I had 5 marker lights against that group. These guys, the battle suits and the commander were actually up here. They shot at that group with their burst cannons and took 5 orcs away. They had more wounds, but then this guy just tanked like 5. My broadsides here shot up at the looters up there, and it was crazy because I shot a lot and hit a lot, but he just lost 1. And then right here, these one looter, and then these fire warriors here, they stood still, so they were able to shoot twice because of this guy, even though that they were 30 inches away. The cadre gives them that special power. Shot and killed 3 more looters up here. The reason I didn't shoot at these Ork boys is that this guy would just tank everything, and the Ork Codex is giving him some crazy stuff.
Yeah, there's a relic that I give him called the Lucky Stick, which I get to re-roll any to hit wound rolls or armor saves. And since he has a 2+ armor save, it would basically be, and if I fail 3 of those re-rolls, I get removed off the table. But I mean, it'd be pretty hard to do because I have to roll 1s and then roll 1s again.
So I figured even if I were to get like maybe 15 or 20 wounds against this guy, which may be hard, he could roll 20 dice, and even if he had like 3 1s in there, which he probably would, that'd be average, he wouldn't die because he'd be able to roll those 3 again, and the only thing that would hurt him is to roll 3 more 1s. Yeah. So that's just not going to happen. Plus he had a, I don't know, invulnerable save.
Feel no pain save.
I don't know, that guy is just a game changer. He could just walk down the board. And unless you have AP2 guns, he's just going to kill you. And I really don't have
and just tank guns. Everything. Alright, so, and the couple of assault moves for this squad.
Assault moves, I went ahead and brought these guys back 6 inches.
And then this guy just moved.
He just moved back about 3 inches for the battle suit.
So we're going into Orks turn 2. Alright, so just did my basic movement up. Everyone just moved forward. I want to roll for a psychic phase right now. So you guys rolled on the Ork Codex to give me strength. Oh, no, just gave me a 1. Okay. Alright. And I forgot last time that actually my weird boy is Warp Charge 3 because if he's around 10 other Ork models, then he adds 1 to his Warp Charge since like the Orks are feeding him the Wog energy. So we'll be back with that. Alright, so this is the end of Orc shooting and magic. With magic phase, I did the jump, and I jumped my orcs over here. They ran. They're all over here in the Tau's face. All the other boys just ran forward. Ludas shot at both the Crasa suits and the broadsides and just killed the drones. They both made their leadership. That's the end of my shooting phase. We're going into no assault, and so we'll go into Tau turn 2. Okay, as far as reserves, I was able to bring in my Kroot,
I placed them right here. And I was
Also
able to deep strike those stealth suits. They scattered 3 inches, but they're right there. My battle suits did not come in reserve, unfortunately. The remainder of the movement, I went ahead and moved the battle suits up 6 inches just onto the top of this hill. Everyone right here, the broadsides, the pathfinders, and the fire warriors did not move. And then coming over here, I shifted this just slightly an inch just to get a jinx save. This Riptide I moved up right here. These fire warriors I just shifted a couple inches this way, and these fire warriors who were inside here jumped out. So now we're going to go into shooting and hopefully try to take out some orcs. Okay, recap the Tau shooting phase. Starting over here with the battle suits, they were up here. They went ahead and flamed, and they shot their burst cannon into this group of orcs. And you know, there used to be 30. I don't know, I think they killed 10. And whatever that group number is right there, that's who they killed. In assault, they jumped back. Over here, these broadsides shot at one of the group of Ludas, and I believe 5 of them died. 4. 4? Okay, so they were dwindled down a bit. Marker lights, I was only able to, I should have started with that, but I was only able to get 3 marker lights, and I put those on the group of orcs that were around the weird boy.
Yeah, they're falling back now since they got
a
shot
lot of
up.
shots over there.
All the Tau over there.
Yeah,
shot at them and then they fell back.
Yeah. Over here, just to continue with these guys here, the fire warriors, they went ahead and shot and killed some orcs that were right here. We'll move over here, and like Greendawnify said, these fire warriors, I boosted a ballistic skill and double shot because they were within 15-inch range. Shot and killed. I mean, there were 30. There's like 5 guys left. A lot of orcs died here. This Riptide, no, he missed his big shot. And really, it was just the 2 groups of fire warriors, this tank, the devilfish, and then these Kroot, which were shooting rapid fire as well. So they really just knocked those orcs down. They failed their leadership and they're running back. So, one last thing over there behind the building, my crisis suit or my stealth suits.
You can't see them since it's really dark.
Yeah, they were able to shoot a couple Ludas, and then they did their assault move and jumped close to capture that little relic area, or they're just capturing
objective.
Objective, yeah, that's the word. So that is the end of my turn, and we'll come back with Orks turn 3.
Alright, so doing my movement phase, I was finally able to bring in my Daka Jet. These boys regrouped, but I found out, I remember that they can't assault when they regroup. As far as I can remember. As far as I can read in the 7th edition book. Haven't had it for that long. And also, just to let you know, I might be making a mistake with some of these orcs. I haven't even had the Ork Codex, the new one, for 12 hours. So I might be making some mistakes. Luda's moved down.
Both sets.
Both sets, yeah, and they're not going to charge. They're going to charge these stealth suits that hide in the dark. Plane came on it to bomb these Kroot. Orcs moved forward. I did call a WOG. The war boss disengaged from that orc squad, and everyone's just going to try to charge to take out these scum of Tau. And I will be back for my shooting phase. And I guess magic phase too. Alright, so my shooting phase. This guy came on, blew up like 5 Kroot. Orc boy shot, killed another one. The magic, the psychic phase, didn't do anything. I either failed it or got denied, sadly, by the Tau. Killed 2 models over there. Those fire warriors made their leadership. So did these Kroot when I shot at them. And all my boys just ran up and are about to charge. So I'll be back with that. For assault, I assaulted the stealth suits and took them out. They did take out a squad of my Ludas, but the other squad finished them off. They consolidated up into the building. But like usual, it's dark and you can't see them. So here's one of the Ludas. There they are. And there. So here are my boys. They called the WOG, moved forward, ran, and charged. Took out the squad of Fire Warriors, the cadre. Took out the crisis suits and the commander. And took out the broadsides. So, a big takeout for the Tau. A lot of damage. So now going into turn 3 for Tau.
Okay, movement phase. I jumped one group of Fire Warriors inside the tank. The tank moved up 6 inches. This group of Fire Warriors just pushed this way. This Riptide and the drone moved forward 6 inches right there. The Kroot right there. They moved up 6 inches to get closer to these Orks. And as we move across, this guy, the Pathfinder, jumped up right there.
The suicide.
Just to try to, try to do a 36-inch marker light somewhere. And then there's 4 Pathfinders that jumped down here, getting close to the relic. I keep saying that, but the capture point. And then over here, I was able to bring my people in. Crisis suits, and they scattered right there, and I'm going to try to shoot and take out those Ludas right there.
Alright, so we're back with shooting for the Tau.
Okay, end of the Tau shooting phase. In shooting, I was able to flame and use my burst cannon to shoot at the Ludas, and there was 5, I believe. Now there's only 2 left. He did make his leadership. I went ahead and assault moved forward, so I'm close to that objective. Over here, the Kroot shot rapid fire at the Weird Boy and the rest of his 5 Orks that were still with him, and they were able to take them out, and he's no longer there. Over here, this group of Fire Warriors, they shot. They needed 6s to hit up there. A bunch of them were within the 15-inch to be able to make them shoot twice. They were able to take hull points away. No, 1 hull point came from here. 1 hull point came from here. So basically 2 hull points are away from this, and it's actually stunned. And over here, this guy just killed 1 Ork with his big blast. It shifted a lot, so nothing really happened there. And that's really it. So
Orks turn 4.
Orks turn 4.
For movement, I just moved the plane off the board. Moved and ran these boys over. Else, I'm just going to incorporate my movement and shooting phase into this. Warboss moved and shot its Scorcher, Combi Scorcher, into the Pathfinders, and as you can see, they're no longer there. Boys moved and ran, that's all they got. They didn't move very far. These boys moved and ran back, since those crisis suits are there. Trying to take my home objective. The Ludas shot at them. And, they're still all right. They didn't do anything. So we're going into Tau turn 4. Very quick turn.
Okay, end of the Tau shooting phase. I went ahead and flamed those last 2 Ludas there, and you know, they didn't get cover, so
they died.
And then I just assault moved, and I'm still capturing that objective. Over here, with the Riptide, I went ahead and put a big blast here and was able to take 7 of the Orks away, and then I think maybe 1 or 2 more died from this little drone. Then I shifted forward. My assault move was a 9-inch move, so I shifted to right there. Over here, the burst cannon on the tank, the Devilfish, and all of these just shot and killed like 2 or 3. I really couldn't kill a lot because I couldn't see a bunch, so they're still active there. They didn't lose enough to do their leadership. These Kroot just moved up 6, and then I ran them an inch, and that's where they are right there. And that is the end of my turn. And it's going to go to
turn Ork 5. Ork turn 5. My turn, my plane came on, and it moved on and flew off. Did its bomb. It blew up the Devilfish, blew up a bunch of guys, blew up some guys. It blew up the Devilfish, killed the Devilfish, killed the guys that were outside. and in the explosion it killed the fire warriors inside the devilfish, and those fire warriors inside the devilfish fled off the board. The only survivor was the guy who survived the bombing from the Blitzer bomber, as the plane is called. Boys moved and run. Boys moved and ran, and the boys over there captured that objective, moved and ran, and so did the war boss to come to this Riptide. And that was the end of my entire turn, so going into Tau turn 5. Real quick. For ease of being able to see, we took off the building, so the objective and everything. Really, it wasn't going to give anyone cover or anything, so we just took it off. And so now we're going into where we cap Tau movement and shooting phase.
Okay, in the movement, I moved the Kroot up 6 inches, and then I shot the Krootox, and he killed one of the Ork boys right here. Everyone else was not in range. This, he went ahead and shot, but he missed, or I think he didn't do anything there.
Yeah.
The marker light, I tried the marker light to doom, or not doom, to like get a marker light on these guys. Didn't do anything, he missed. But I went ahead and, like Greendawnify said, we took this away so we could just have an easy go of putting the flamers down. And I was able to flame, use my burst cannons, and shoot with that group. And then with this guy, I shot my shots and with the missile drones. And so now there's 4 guys left.
Probably going to be an assault. This guy's probably going to assault the Orks.
Assault those Orks right there.
Alright, so we'll be back with the end of the assault phase. Alright, at the end of the assault, as you can see,
the Riptide took out 3, and the Ork boys took out 1 guy here. So
and the Ork boy's falling back.
Yeah, he's falling back. And we're going to roll to see if the game ends.
So let's see if all enders in a roll.
We need a 1 or 2, right?
Yeah. 3, the game goes on. Alright. Be back with the Orks turn 6. Movement, just move the plane back on. The boys moved up, they're going to try to charge. And the war boss moved up, and he's also going to try to charge the Riptide. So we'll be back with shooting and charge results and stuff. Shooting, sadly the Docket Jet did not kill that fire warrior. I tried to charge, I needed a 10. Even with Here We Go, re-rolling 1, I only got 9 inches. So I failed that one. But this guy here, War Boss, he needed also a 10. And I rolled a 5 and a 1. And so I got to re-roll the 1, got a 6. He charged an 11 inches, got to do a Hammer of Wrath with also, I think that's also the eerie. That should be that could be a different rule. I don't know, but you get Hammer of Wrath if you charge more than 10 inches, and I put a wound on him with that Hammer of Wrath. So, War Boss is ready to take down a Riptide. We're back at the end of that. All right, so let's go here. The Riptide put a wound on me, but I put 2 wounds on him, and he's down to 2 wounds. He fell back.
You didn't catch me.
Yeah, and War Boss consolidate only 1 inch.
So he's out of distance.
Out of distance of capturing that.
Contest or whatever.
Contesting it, yeah.
So
I'm going to roll to see if the game ends. If the game ends, the Tau will win by 1 point.
We need a 1, a 2, or a 3. I always roll low. I always roll low.
The what?
Yes!
No. This is not fun. This is not good.
Oh God. Just barely.
How does this happen? Oh my, the Orks debut of their codex and they can't even win. Jeez Louise. The Tau just overpowered.
Just lucky. I mean, you overpowered me. I just barely held on.
Wow. Oh golly. Man, that sucks. Alright, well, we'll do a recap.
First win.
Alright, so, debut of the Ork Codex, and they lost. Pretty sad thing. Lost by 1 point, 6-7. And, so
that guy is very powerful.
Yeah. We're just gonna go over, like, MVP, maybe things we did wrong. MVP was probably this guy. He got pretty close to him. If he would have just rolled a 3 for consolidation, he would have contested this, and it would have been an Ork win. And that's, but he rolled a 1, sadly. But I mean, he still went. This guy is very powerful. He can tank really well against non-AP2 shots. But And he also like hurt a Riptide pretty well and did well against it. Probably a mistake I did was with the Weird Boy when I jumped them over there. Since I gave all those Fire Warriors out there, they're no longer there anymore, but it gave them something to shoot. And with the crew coming in, shooting them too, this got ripped apart. They did nothing. But the Bomber did really well.
Oh my gosh, that was like a huge turn of the tide. You know, you wanted to...
Yeah.
You blew up. I had 2 groups of Fire Wars. I said, oh, I got this contested easily, control. Blew up the Bomber, blew up the tank with the Bomber, and just almost killed all my guys.
Yeah. With the Bomber, I killed the Devilfish and all the Fire Warriors over there. 2 squads, except for that one guy right there. So he did really well. Very, very, very good. And, I mean, the boys did good. They got into charge range very well, just destroyed the entire side over there. But it was just that, all the, like, the Tau, like, hiding in their little, like, coming down and hiding over there.
I just placed this over here because I wanted to be out of your range of your Ludas. And the tactical, I guess, for my nicest point was bringing these guys in the back and actually landing where I wanted them to land and then flaming those Ludas and grab that. So I'm assuming those guys are probably the best guys that I had, the heroes of the match. They captured that. I had other groups that did well.
Probably my MVP was either the Burner or the Bomber or the War Boss. Probably the Bomber since he was really close to just winning the game. So was this guy, but
yeah.
Alright, so, yeah, we'll be back with more Ork videos. I'm going to try to figure out something else, especially with this guy. This guy will be in most of all my lists. 125 points. Mega Armor, and the Lucky Stick. That's what it's called. And yeah, that's one lucky stick. So, we'll be back with many more 40k videos. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like.